Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out with Sol Dacres in Birmingham for the Magnificent Seven card. Sol, good to see you, but not the fight you wanted on this Magnificent Seven card. Why is it Webster for the second time and not Adelaide?
Yeah, not the fight I wanted, but probably the fight I needed, to be honest. After my last performance, to put that one to bed, the bad performance. But Adelaide's pulled out. He's pulled out. It's been a few dates we've had for this fight. I've turned up to multiple press conferences, never seen him, so he's out. Webster's in.
Focusing on Adelaide for a second, do you still feel that you and Adelaide will meet in the ring in a fight soon?
Mate, if it was going to happen, it would have happened. You've had 3 dates put to you, no problem for all of them, and you've not turned up, and then you pulled out the week before of when it should have been on. So I'm wasting my time, really. You know what I mean? 6 months, I've been waiting for Adelaide. So if he wanted it, we would have had this fight happen by now. So I don't know if I'll waste my time again, but you know what? I'd love to fight. I'd love to get that fight done, but I just don't know if it's going to happen.
You mentioned there that the Webster fight is the one that you needed. How much did this fight, the first fight, play on your mind and wanting to rectify that if you could get the opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it was a late notice fight. I weren't in shape properly, but it was late notice for him as well. But I just was not at the races where I should have been. I weren't sharp. I was just carrying a bit too much weight, what I usually am. I'm usually, people that know me know how hard I train, but obviously when you've not got a date in mind, you're not fighting, you're ticking over. You're not fight ready, you know what I mean? In 2 weeks, and you can't get ready in 2 weeks, for a title fight. Maybe for a journeyman or something like that, but not an undefeated, sharp, hungry boxer. So, yeah, man, it wasn't my best, scrape through it. But this time, I'm in proper shape.
So what will be the difference in performance then on Saturday night compared to the first time round?
It'd be like night and day, man. It should be anyway. The amount of hard work I've put in, I'm lighter, I'm sharper, I'm fitter. It just be everything. Just seeing someone that's not conditioned to fight and someone that is conditioned for 10, 12, 15 rounds this time. I'm ready for it. That's how hard I've been training.
Bearing in mind Adelaide pulling out, and that's nothing that was in your control at all. How much notice has Webster had for this fight, or is it literally as is?
As is, I believe, like been a couple of weeks, but that's when Webster wasn't here today. But I was intrigued because I would have asked him. I said, "How long have you known?" Because if they've put the feelers out to him for weeks, saying maybe be on standby for this fight, then it's not really the last minute injury like Adelaide said. So I'm not sure, man, if they've given him a bit of notice and said you might be coming in here, because I had a feeling this fight wasn't going to happen with Adelaide. If it is a case of he's just got injured, then it's as seen, really. But I don't know, man, what happens, to be honest here.
Do you worry that you might not get the credit for then the victory again, doing it better because of that notice that he's had? And also, does it create a little bit of rod for your back in that you've had more notice here, so you have to you've got to look good?
Potentially, but he had late notice last time, and I think I don't know what condition he's in or whatever. He might be getting ready. I'm sure he boxed not too long ago or a couple of months ago. So he's been more active than me. He's had a fight in between. In the meantime, I haven't had a fight in the meantime. But I'm just focused on myself, man.
Let's get to some talk about the heavyweight division and the fighters in and around your division as well too. First of all, Johnny Fisher was out against Alan Babich. It was a resounding victory. Look, a lot of people kind of thought it might go that way. Were you one of those, and how impressed were you with what Fisher was able to do?
Anyone that asked me, I said, Fisher, as soon as he throws some punches, he's going to knock Babich out. I knew straight away. I knew it because Fisher's style is straightforward, winging him in, power shots. And Babich, his punch resistance is gone. Look at his last fight. He just got bombarded at Bridgerweight and just got knocked out in the first round. And I knew coming up to heavyweight, Babich is a small heavyweight. Fisher's a big, strong, come forward puncher. It was just the worst matchup for Babich, and I just knew that was going to happen. Anyone asked me, I said, Fisher's going to knock him out, watch. And it just knew what happened.
You and Fisher is one of the fights that a lot of people are kind of being fantasy booking for a potential match him versus Queensbury too. That the fight you'd want if you had the option there, if you were on that card?
No problem, man, no problem. But we got the same manager. Johnny's a good lad. If our management, want to time that fight between us, they can do that. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime real soon, to be honest. Let him do his own thing. I'm doing my thing. I'm looking forward to British title level and stuff like that. You know, he's got Southern area title level. So I'm looking to kick on, but I'll fight anybody, man.
Talking about fighting anybody, you've been doing a lot of sparring in the past. What about sparring recently? Who you've been in and around getting experience from to improve your game?
Yeah, I sparred with Agit Caballero a couple months ago, just before he beat Frank Sanchez.
Right.
So I was in his camp. I did some good sparring there. That was a good experience. Very fit, you know, and he was very sharp, you know, because it was just a couple of weeks before his fight in Saudi, and he had a good performance. That was some good experience. I went to Germany for. Been getting some good sparring with Fury as well. He's been coming to our gym. He's very experienced, and that's been some good sparring for me as well recently.
How good is Agit Caballero? Because he sort of, even for hardcore boxing fans, he sort of came out of nowhere, even though he'd been building his reputation on a European kind of level, beating Chisora and such. But just how good is he? Because he shocked a lot of people in his last few performances.
He's a good fighter, you know. He's not the biggest heavyweight, but you know what? He's got a good engine, and when we're sparring over there, he's one of them where, especially in the heavyweight division, if you can't match the stamina and the punch output, he's going to overwhelm you. So you've got to be very fit. And the thing in the heavyweight division is not a lot of fighters have got exceptional conditioning. He's one of them with a really good engine. And if you can't match the engine, you know, you're going to start getting swamped. So you've got to be very, very fit to go up against Caballero.
I know you've done a lot of sparring with Chisora in the past. Chisora's taking on Joyce next weekend. Oh, have you not? Sorry.
That's the one I haven't sparred.
Oh, there you go.
Joyce.
That's a switch around. There you go. I'll say that again. Know that you've done a lot of sparring with Joyce as opposed to Chisora. They've got a big fight coming up next weekend. It's a bit of a crossroads with what Frank Warren's been saying. Like maybe the loser has to retire here. Who are you favouring in the fight?
I'm still favouring Joyce, you know. Chisora's really at the end, really, you know, dragging his end of his career out. He's got himself another big fight, man, Chisora. But, you know, he's still where Joyce is at as well. You know, he's not getting no younger. But I think I still favour Joyce. I think he can still get the job done. But Chisora's going to be swinging. He's going to be throwing them overhand rights. And he's probably going to be landing them as well. See what Joyce's punch resistance is like. I think his chin's still solid. You got to remember the shots that he's been put out with by Zhang, put him over. And it was devastating. They put anyone over. You know what I mean? So I think he's still got a solid chin, Joyce. He'll still be walking forward, being a juggernaut, and I still favour him.
How come you never sparred Chisora? Because he seems to have sparred everyone.
I don't know, man. Like I've sparred everyone, but it's just one of them where it just hasn't happened. You know, I haven't got the no one's contacted me to go spar. I'll spar anybody. You know what I mean? They contact me, but it's just one of them. It's just never been the case.
Another big fight. I want to get your thoughts on Joshua versus Dubois. Joshua finds himself the challenger, but the veteran to Daniel Dubois' IBF heavyweight crown there. A lot of conversation about the interaction between the two. It seemed like a flippant remark, just like, I'll go now with you. And Joshua met the challenger, saw it as a bit of disrespect. What was your take on that interaction?
Yeah, it was quite funny, really, but you know, Joshua's a bit triggered for some reason. I don't think it was that deep, but you know, I rated Dubois because you know he said I'm not afraid of you, I'm not scared of you. You know what I mean? I'm not intimidated by you, Dubois. So fair play to him. You know, standing his ground. He's not going to be bullied around. You know, it's just a bit of a heated moment, but it's going to be a good fight.
Who'd you favour?
Do you know what? I can't really say this. So Joshua's obviously got the more experience, probably a bit more tidier boxer. But they're both big hitters. And you know what? Dubois got a chance. They both got a chance, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
You see that little tweet about the VADA testing thing? Did you see that the other day? That said,
Nah. Who about?
it was about Joshua's team saying about Dubois not signing up for the VADA yet. He's since been enrolled. I don't know if you caught that at all.
No, I never seen nothing about that. Maybe the thing is like, maybe they just haven't enrolled in the testing. It's not like they turned down it, but some of these things you have to, you know, voluntarily go for. So maybe they just haven't done it and they're just plucking at straws, saying things about it. I don't know, man. I'm sure that if they got drug tested, they get drug tested. I don't think they're on the juice.
What do you think about Daniel Dubois having his father in his corner? It seemed to bring in a lot of success. And people have said, look, if it's working, then keep him in there. Do you think Dubois draws success from his father and it's something he needs to keep having success?
Maybe. I don't know. You know, I've been in Dubois' gym a lot. You know, I know his dad's a big figure in their whole family. And he's definitely the biggest figure in his career. And someone that he listens to and respects. So if his dad's the number one man that he's going to respect and what he listens to, then if that works for him, that works for him.
Lastly, Fury as well, someone you know well, looking to build back and get back in with the immediate victory over Alexander Usyk. What do you feel he needs to change to get that victory over Usyk the second time round?
Just maybe a little bit more aggression, not reckless. You know, the first 6 rounds, Fury was building up nicely. Started to get his time in his range. Maybe got a bit complacent, you know, boxing, hitting and moving, and Usyk caught him. I think he's just going to be super switched on, a little bit more aggressive, but in a more calculated way.
Very lastly, what happens on your fight this weekend against Adam Webster?
It's going to be a very convincing victory for me.
So, pleasure. Thanks for being second out, sir. The man, all the best.